Claude just launched Claude Design and I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. I have broken down everything you need to know about Claude Design in this video. I've used it, tried out multiple things, and got to the best practices. So I'm going to walk you through using Claude Design practically so that you get an understanding of what the product does and see for yourself how useful it can be for your use case. Let's get started. So this is the homepage of Claude Design. As you can see, claude.ai/design is where you are. Now, there are multiple things that you can do with Claude Design. You can create a prototype, you can create a slide deck, you can create something from an existing template, and they actually allow animations as well. And then you could create something other than that in general. What I've done and what you should do as well is the first thing you should do is you should create a design system, which is basically everything about your design system is what Claude needs to know to design. Now here I've taken Urban Company's example. So I'm just going to type Urban Company here, right? And I'm just going to just copy paste their description from here and put it here, right? So just basically writing it properly. Now you could, if you have your own product, you can link your code from GitHub or link the code from computer, or you can upload a .fig file. Now .fig file is basically a file where you can export your design system as a product manager or as a designer into Claude. Simple, just go to the Figma file, go to file, and then go to save a local copy. This will give you a .fig file that you can actually upload onto Claude Design, right? I'll just attach all pages. If you want, you can attach some fonts, but my design file already has this, so it's fine. And I'm just going to add a note of try to follow as much design system as possible based on the Figma file attached. So I'm just going to tell Claude Design that it's going to follow, and then I'm going to continue to generate. The design system takes around 5 minutes to generate. So I'm just going to click on generate and it's going to generate the design system. Once the design system is generated, it becomes extremely easy for Claude Design to understand what you're doing and then give you a great version of your requirements, right? So on the left, to help you understand what's going on, Claude is starting to create the design system. It's explored the Figma file, got the colors, got the logos, all of those things. And it's now going ahead and creating your design file here. Now, we would get back to this in 5 minutes after the design system is done, and then work further and understand what we want to do on top of Claude Design. All right, so after that wait, our design system is done, and now I can start asking Claude to build something. This is the design system and this is the file. It's built all the UI kits, it's built all the colors, the skill to repeat it, and the assets. Everything is pretty much done now, right? If I just want to open this folder, it's going to show me all the SVGs and everything that it has actually figured out. Now I'm going to use a prompt to build something on top of this design system. So I've just copy pasted a small prompt, which is basically to design something around service lifecycle on Urban Company. So I'm just going to send this prompt, and now Claude Design is going to build further on top of it. Very interesting method, or very interesting way, because Claude takes a lot of time to set up design systems. Most other design tools push you into designing first, but Claude's taken a very different approach. They want to ensure that you do the design system first and then you make, because that gives them better outcome. So that's something that happens. And now Claude is trying to build whatever I have asked it to build, which then I'll show you once it's done. And there you go. Claude's done a great job of creating a great service lifecycle, which is where he's created phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. They've created what I wanted it, which is this is the mobile screen for AC service going on and ending in. This is again another service in progress. This is service complete. Exactly what I wanted from the prompt from Claude to do. The prompt I gave wanted exactly this, which is how do you set it up. So the win here is that now you can give your design system, keep refining your design system, and Claude can come back with realistic designs on top of it, right? It's amazing. Try and refine it a little more. Let's try and ask Claude to do one thing, which is, hey, can you make the Y links a little more prominent, right? Can you make these links a little more prominent and a small icon next to each, right? We wanted that, and we wanted, say, so the item that expands. So that's a little further instruction to Claude Design to improve this or refine this further, just like how you would do with your Lovable, just like how we do with any other design tool that you do, a simple chat interface where you can do. Because it's a design tool, Claude's also given comments, which is where you can discuss it with your team and essentially have a lot of discussions on this. Now, while Claude is doing their job, I'll actually show you a little more thing. Claude's also built something called as tweaks. Now, what is tweaks? Tweaks is basically small changes that you do on the design. So if you want big ticket changes, you do the chat. Tweaks change small changes. For example, let's say I don't like how prominent the live here is, or I don't like how prominent the complete here is. I can just very simply say, Claude, hey, could you just change this a little bit and do that? So that's what I'm going to do. In phase 3, could you reduce the prominence of the complete tag at the top, right? So these are small tweaks that I can say. Claude just lists them up and go ahead from there, right? So that is how design oriented they have made it, where they've created all these things together to ensure that a lot of your design work now gets taken care by a product like Claude. Of course, just launched this, so it's a little early, but then the starting itself is so amazing. I'll show you another great feature that Claude Design has done. They've launched Draw. Now, what does Draw mean? Draw basically is where you can actually click on any component, where you can, let's say, annotate on it and type somewhere, right? So for example, it says, hey, type anywhere to add a note. This is a test component. Great, right? So it's very clearly made in a way to ensure that you are able to use it like a designer would use it, right? Like a design flow would use it. Whereas other tools are created to create designs, what Claude Design has done well is that they've tried to incorporate in what a typical designer does as a flow. Once there is a new version, there is a prompt that comes which is reload for new version. So you can just click reload and the thing reloads again. So as you can see, the tweaks come in here, right? There are other tweaks that I gave in terms of all the things that I've given here, and then all of the other factors that are being done would also come in right here, right? So it's a very nice, well-rounded design product with one more thing that I'm going to show you after this design is done, so that you understand the scale at which this changes. And the last one is actually very important. Why? Because it actually ensures that you can create presentations using Claude. Let me show you that, but before that I'll just switch off tweaks so that I don't see it. See, if you see tweaks, it already realizes what do you need to do, how do you need to do, and so on and so forth. If I just switch off tweaks, all good. Now I'm going to ask Claude to create a presentation for me, right? I'm just going to ask Claude to say, hey, can you create a 7-slide case study deck presenting the service lifecycle for Urban Company with the UC brand itself? So a big unlock along with designing for prototypes on Claude is designing for slides. Now that's an unbelievable unlock, because yes, you could use tools like Notebook LM, GenSpark, etc. to design slides, but Claude's design principles or Claude's design philosophies are actually pretty solid when they come. They're going to build the slide and then we're going to have a look at how those slides have turned out. Right, so here is Claude Design almost done with the deck. Okay, it's almost done. So it's told me where it is. So as you can see, it's live at deck/service slide. So I'll just go here, I'll open decks, and there is service lifecycle, and then there is an index page open. I will just open this page, and wow, you can see it's a beautiful deck. It looks like how Urban Company's deck would be. The case study that we were working on, improving a certain feature, is there. It's of course added some random names in terms of who has done this and so on and so forth. That's something that's of course fixable. But here, as you can see, beautiful deck, right? I mean, you would have taken months and months, well, not months, sorry, but you would have taken days and days to actually build a great deck like this. But now with Claude Design, you can do it very, very quickly. So it's showing the entire 3 things of what we've done. The screenshots, remember how difficult it is to show screenshots properly in this. It's actually shown screenshot, and screenshots are live. They're running with counters on this deck, right? How beautiful is that? And then of course the metrics, and then of course the rollout plan. So now your entire case study as a product aspirant or whatever is live. And if you are an actual PM, then your entire prototype is live. So it's built with so much thought, it's built with so much depth that all of this is great. Now, of course, the best practice, like I said, is the first thing and the most important thing for anything is to get your design system right? Tweak with your design systems. You can chat with Claude to improve the design system till you get the right outcome. If there is a font missing, you upload it. If the colors are there, you just tell it to needs work. You can just change what you want to change here, and so on and so forth. Everything you can open here and say that this is fine, no, I need to change. This is good, I need to change. It's such an amazing product because of this, because nowhere in other products do you get a chance to this, right? If I just say, hey, no, the text colors are not good, I just say needs rework and say, I want a text color that stands out more than it's right now. So I'm just going to say that, hey, I want the text color to stand out more, and Claude is going to improve that and change this, right? Nowhere else where we've had this situation where a design tool has been so well personalized. If I want to say, hey, spacing is fine, no, spacing is not fine, everything can just be looks good or needs work, and you can improve this. Once you nail your design system, it's a file system method where everything gets created in folders. Case studies or whatever you want. For since we were building a case study here, it went into case studies. Otherwise it goes into decks or prototypes. It creates project names based on it, and then you open it here. Now this chat is the chat which you can use for any number of prototypes, because it's a folder structure. If I want another project to be built inside the Urban Company app, it can just become another folder here. So easy, right? And like I showed you, the deck is, the chef's kiss on top of this, because on the deck they've done a lot of hard work clearly, right? They've created a way by which this doesn't look extremely AI generated. It uses Urban Company's design system and comes across extremely well. So that was all about Claude Design, a quick video because I wanted you to try this out. It's a very simple way to do it. You can also have a wireframe mode where it does not create a high quality one like I did and creates a wireframe, but I will leave that for you to try. Please do try this. It's a game changer, especially for product managers and aspirants, because it takes care of your prototyping, it takes care of your designing, and it takes care of your deck making. So go ahead and try this out today and let me know in the comments if you found this useful. Thank you so much for watching.